Hello everybody and welcome to Parshas Nasso, the second Parsha in the book of Bamidbar. And you know, Parshas Nasso usually falls out before Shavuos or after Shavuos, and there must be some connection between Parshas Nasso and Shavuos. And here we have Chaim, who's going to teach us about the connection of Parshas Nasso and Shavuos. Chaim, where are you going?
I think I'm going to go climb Har Sinai now.
You're going to go climb Har Sinai? Wait, stop! No, Chaim, don't go climb Har Sinai.
Why not? Why should I climb Har Sinai?
Well, Chaim, don't you know that Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu to make a fence around Har Sinai so that nobody should go up and touch the mountain, otherwise they might pass away?
So how am I supposed to get the Torah then?
Well, Chaim, that is the message of Parshas Nasso.
What?
Well, the message of Parshas Nasso is that our job is to lift up the world and make the world holy through keeping the Torah and mitzvahs down here.
Really?
Yes, because before the Torah was given, Avram Avinu, Yitzchak and Yaakov, and even Noach and Adam, we have our midrashim that teach us that they studied the Torah also.
Oh, so what was the point of giving it again on Har Sinai?
Well, actually, there was a big point. Before the Torah was given, there was a decree. The higher worlds, the Elyonim, would not come down below, and the lower worlds could not go up. But now that the Torah is given, we can use the mitzvahs that Hashem gave us to lift up our world and make our world spiritual. Even while we do mitzvahs over here, we don't have to climb up the mountain and go to Hashem.
Oh, Baruch Hashem, okay. Yeah, mountain climbing wasn't my amazing sport anyway. Okay, bye-bye, let's go learn Torah.
So, Chaim and Chani, what do you guys want to be when you grow up?
When I grow up, I want to be a great leader and lead the Jewish people and do great things.
Wow, that's wonderful, Chani. And Chaim, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a normal Jew.
A normal Jew? Wow.
That doesn't sound very ambitious, my brother. Well, I don't know. In the Torah this week, it says that there were 3 types of Levim. There were Gershon, Kahas, and Merari. And the members of Kahas, they would carry the holiest things, the Aron and the Menorah and the Shulchan. Yeah, I learned about that also in school. And the Bnei Gershon were told to carry the curtains of the Mishkan, beautiful woven nice tapestries, and that were made out of different colors, and they carried all the ropes and fancy things. But the Bnei Merari, the children of Merari, they carried plain old wooden beams and sockets and pillars and bars that the Mishkan was made out of. And you know what? They were special too. They got to drive the special wagons, and they did what Hashem said, even if they didn't have anything fancy. So I would like to be, when I grow up, a simple Jew that does what he's supposed to do.
Wow. Chaim and Chani, you guys are reminding me of a very powerful lesson that I once learned.
Sure, we'd like to hear it, Rabbi Waxel.
Let me tell you. You see, yes, there are 3 types of Levim, and they remind us of 3 different ways in serving Hashem, or should I say, 2 different ways, because Gershon and Kahas reminded us of one way of serving Hashem, the way of serving Hashem by trying to do great things and change the world and really, really be excellent and be a leader.
That sounds what I want to do.
Well, then there is the Bnei Merari. The Bnei Merari, when the Torah speaks about them, the Torah counts them the last, and the Torah doesn't say Gam Heim, also they, like the Bnei Gershon and the Bnei Kahas. Bnei Merari had a simple job. They loaded up wagons with beams. They didn't get in charge of the most holiest items, but they did their job well, and they served Hashem with humility, without any complaints.
Yeah, that's exactly why I want to be a simple Jew and serve Hashem in the best way that I can.
Yes, And when we serve Hashem in this way with humility, then we know we're doing what Hashem really wants. Sometimes a person could only want to do jobs that are important, but forget that it's Hashem that gave us the mitzvahs. It doesn't matter which mitzvah you do, they're all very important.
Oh, I get it.
That's right. So yes, we have to do both things. We have to try to be a great Jew and do the best that we can, and even if we do succeed and we become very great, we have to remember the Bnei Merari who are very humble and just do it because that's what Hashem said.
Okay. It's no use. I cannot remember how many Leviim there were in each family. I have an idea. I'm going to go to a chazan to make a song.
Rabbi Parsha, why would you go to a chazan to make a song about the Leviim?
Don't you know? The Leviim, they were very special. The Leviim used to sing in the Mishkan, in the Beis HaMikdash.
Really?
Yeah, they had a whole choir in the Beis HaMikdash. It was very impressive. They had 15 steps, and they would sing with a big choir with musical instruments on each step when the Kohanim were bringing the korbanos.
Wow, that is amazing. Okay, let's go to this chazan. Chazan, maybe you could help us out over here.
Oh, yes, we can make a song. Here is the song. B'nai Kahas, 2750. B'nai Gershon, 2630. B'nai Merari, 3200. 8580. Total Leviim.
I like this song. Thank you, Mr. Chazan. Wow, are you a Levi by any chance?
No, but I still like to sing.
That's very interesting. Thank you. Sometimes I wonder why Hashem had to count the Leviim so much.
Well, I heard a good vart about it. Would you like to hear it, Rabbi Parsha?
Yeah, let me hear. I like a good vart.
Well, you see, the Bnei Yisrael spent 40 years in the desert. 40 years. Why couldn't they just have gone into a nearby country and settled down in some city until it was time for them to go into Eretz Yisrael? Why did Hashem make them wander around the desert for 40 years?
Oh, that's a very good question. I don't know.
Well, the answer I heard was that a desert reminds us of a place that's empty of Kedusha, empty of holiness. We don't see Hashem over there.
Okay.
And Hashem wanted the Bnei Yisrael, particularly the Leviim that carried the Mishkan, to bring the Kedusha of Hashem even into a place like a desert and bring holiness over there and lift it up.
So the Yidden were counted and the Leviim were counted so many times so that they would get extra koyach from Hashem to do their mission.
That's right, because when you count something, you make it important, you make it chashuv. And Hashem counted the Leviim to give them the power to do this special job of bringing Hashem's house even into a place like a desert.
Wow, that's a good word. Oh, I'm so angry! I'm so angry!
Chani, what's the matter?
I'm so angry at that brother of mine. He always messes up my toys. I made a Lego tower and he toppled it down.
Chani, sounds like you're really upset.
Yeah, I know. And I'm really upset because I know he's going to keep on behaving like this and there's nothing I could do about it. And I'm so angry.
Wait a minute. Chani, it sounds like you need to take a lesson from the Parsha.
A lesson from the Parsha to help me not be angry?
Well, there's an interesting part of the Parsha. The Torah says that Hashem commanded Moshe to tell all of the Yidden to send certain people out of the camp.
To send certain people home from camp? Why? They didn't behave? The head counselor sent them home?
No. We're not talking about summer camp over here. We're talking about the camp of the Yidden in the desert.
Okay. Tell me. How many camps were there?
Well, there were actually 3 camps, Chani. There was the camp of the Shechina, the Beis HaMikdash, the Mishkan, and then around it was the camp of the Leviim, and then around that was the camp of all Bnei Yisrael. And there were certain people that had to be sent out. If someone was Tamei Mei, someone touched a dead body, they had to go out of the camp of the Mishkan. If somebody had tsaras or was a zav, they had an abnormal bodily discharge, they had to go out of all of the camps, and they could not they cannot go into the holy camp.
Oh, okay. So what does this teach us about me being angry?
Well, I heard a good vart. You want to hear it?
Yeah, please.
The 3 camps represent the 3 levels that we read about in Shemona Esrei. We ask Hashem to give us Chachma, Bina, and Das, 3 levels of the mind, or some say Haskel. And the 3 levels of the mind are very, very special. We have to use them only to serve Hashem. And if anything negative, any bad thoughts of our Yetzer Hara, thoughts of being angry or jealous or having midas that we know Hashem will not want us, we have to send them out of the camp, out of all 3 camps, so that we could focus on being positive and serving Hashem.
Okay, I'm gonna send out these bad thoughts and go make peace with my brother. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
I'm so sorry.
You're so sorry?
Yes, I sinned. I stole my sister's Lego without permission, and I will never do that again.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You have your sister's Lego.
Yes.
Oh, she was just telling us about that.
Oh, really? Uh-oh. Is that Lashon Hara?
It's a good point. I'll have to speak to her about that. But why are you still holding the Lego? Didn't you give it back? And why are you saying you're sorry if you're still holding the Lego?
Well, I'm very sorry that I took her Lego.
Okay, if you're so sorry, well, why didn't you give it back?
I have to give it back too?
Chaim, you remind me of something in the Parsha.
Really? Everything in the Parsha has to do with things that I'm doing, huh?
Well, the Torah has the same words as Hayra'ah, teaching lessons. The Torah gives us a lesson how to behave in our life.
Okay. I'd like to learn how to behave.
Let's put down this Lego first. So Chaim, the way you're behaving is a little bit silly. You're saying that you're sorry to your sister for taking her Lego, but at the same time, you're still holding on to the Lego. Well, in the Parsha, there is a korban mentioned called the korban asham.
Oh yeah, the ashamed korban. Don't be ashamed.
Yes, well, if you do steal and do the wrong thing, yes, you should be ashamed and have to bring a special korban called a korban asham. It's a ram.
Oh yeah?
And part of the korban is that you have to do vidu, you have to confess and say, I'm sorry for what I did.
Oh.
And you have to give the thing back and add 1/5 to what you stole.
Oh boy, that's going to be expensive for all the Lego.
Yeah. That's why it's better not to take things that are not yours, right?
Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to take things that are not mine anymore.
Well, it's very interesting. The Rambam writes that if somebody does teshuvah, which is a big mitzvah to do teshuvah, part of doing teshuvah is vidui, is saying what you did wrong. But if somebody does teshuvah and they do vidui and they don't really mean it and they're still holding on to the thing that they stole, the Rambam calls it toivel v'sheretz biyadai, dipping in the mikvah but holding an impure creepy crawly in your hand, which is making you tameh.
Yeah. What would be the point of that? If you're dipping in the mikvah, you're supposed to be pure, and the creepy crawly is still making you impure.
That's right. So if you're saying you're sorry to your sister and you didn't give her back her Lego yet, then that's not what you're supposed to do.
Oh, yeah, the Parsha is really talking to me, right?
Yep, I think so. And the Sefer HaChinuch writes that when we say what we did wrong, then we are showing that we regret it, and we believe that Hashem is an eye that sees and an ear that hears, and Hashem knows everything that happens.
Oh, so Hashem even sees when I borrowed the Lego?
Not borrowed, Chaim. Did you ask permission? You have to ask permission, otherwise it's not called borrowing.
Okay, I'm gonna go say sorry to my sister now and give her back the Lego plus a ram and a 5th.
No, you don't have to give her any rams or 5th. That's only when the Beis HaMikdash comes and you're not bar mitzvah yet, so we'll hold off on that.
Oh, okay.
Well, boys and girls, today we are having a special interview with Farmer Levi. Farmer Levi, how are you today?
Not good.
Oh no, Farmer Levi, why are you so sad?
Well, I didn't listen to the message in the Parsha.
Oh no, Farmer Levi, tell us about it.
Well, you see, when I got my field as an inheritance from my father of blessed memory.
Oh, is that a picture of your father over there?
Yes, it is.
It says over there, Old Faithful. Wow, Old Faithful. That is very interesting. So why was his field called Old Faithful?
Because every year he would give 100 bushels of grain to Miser, and his field would give 1,000 bushels to him.
Wow, that's a lot of grain, and that's a lot of miser. So why are you so sad, Farmer Levi?
Well, after my father passed away, I became a little greedy, and I didn't want to give so much to the Levi. The Torah says this week, Ish es kadashav lo yiyeh, that every person could give his holy gifts to whichever Kohen or Levi he wants, and that's what you're supposed to do. But there's a medrash that says if a person doesn't give, like I didn't, then lo yiyeh, it will be his. He will not get the full amount of his field. He will only get the 10% that the field that he was supposed to give to the Kohen or Levi, and now my field only produced 100 bushels, and I didn't get the full 1,000 like it usually does. I'm so sad.
Oh, wow. That's that's a real bummer, Farmer Levi. You know what? But from now on, we could always do tshuva, and you could give the right amount to the Levi from now on, and Hashem will bless you, that your field will be back to Old Faithful in no time.
Yes, thank you.
By the way, this is a great picture. You should check out more on shazak.com, and you can see the full interesting story and skit. It's really, really cute.
Honey. Oh, hi, Sarala. How are you? Oh, Baruch Hashem, honey, I'm very good. I was wondering if I could play with your doll again. Sarala, every time I lend you my doll, you always let your brother Shlomiel play with it, and Shlomiel always drops things. I know. And last time, Shlomiel dropped my doll and it got all muddy. I really don't want to lend it to you anymore. I don't really trust you. Oh, please, I'll be good. I won't let Shlomiel play with it. Okay, here's the doll.
Well, the next day...
Oh, hi, Sarala. Honey, I'm really sorry. But I dropped the doll and it got dirty. Oh, I'm so upset at you, Sarala. You gave it to Shlomiel. I told you not to give it to Shlomiel. I don't want to be your friend anymore. I can't trust you. No. Honey, no, I didn't give it to Shlomiel. I promise you. I did not give it to Shlomiel. Well, what happened? I was just playing with it and it fell down. It got dirty. I'm sorry. I can't believe you anymore. I don't believe you're telling me the truth. You've tricked me so many times.
Can I just come in here for a minute?
Yes, Rabbi Wagshul.
Well, Chani and Sarala, Chani, I would like to tell you that I was actually watching Sarala play, and I did see that she was playing with the doll and did not give it to anyone else.
Oh, well, thank you. I know you're really busy making puppet shows, and I really appreciate that you came over here to make peace between me and Sarala. Well, Sarala, I guess I really could trust you again, even though you made a mistake. I hope that since you were honest with me and you didn't tell me a lie, I hope that next time I'll let you play with my dolls and you will be more careful. Thank you.
Well, Chani and Sarala, you really remind me of a mitzvah in the Parsha.
A mitzvah in the Parsha? About trusting people with your dolls?
Well, not exactly, but in the story that we just saw, Chani, you didn't want to trust Sarala because you saw that she was not listening to you about giving your toys to someone you didn't want, right? Right? And then when she again did something that you suspected her of doing the wrong thing, you didn't want to trust her and you wanted to stop being her friend, right? Well, what happened next?
Well then, if it wasn't for you coming to make peace between us, then we wouldn't have been friends again.
Right. Well, there is a story in the Parsha, not exactly about two kids playing with dolls, but about a husband and a wife.
A husband and a wife? Did they play with dolls?
No. Well, Chani and Sarale, let me tell you what the Parsha tells us about a Sota.
A Sota?
Yes, a woman who goes astray. She goes away from the path of modesty. She's not acting tznius. Is called a Sota.
Why?
Well, a Sota comes from the word to go off, to go the wrong way, and she has gone off of the right way. Also, Sota comes from the word shtus, which means foolishness.
Foolishness?
Yes, Rashi tells us that a Jew loves Hashem very much and would never even consider doing an Aveira unless a spirit of the Yetzer Hara, spirit of shtus, came into their head and convinced them that it was not going to be a problem, that Hashem wouldn't be upset at them.
Oh, yeah, I would never want to do the wrong thing.
Well, we find that so many Yidden in Jewish history, even if they weren't keeping Torah and mitzvahs, they were all of a sudden, if they were asked to give up Hashem and go and become part of another religion, they gave up their life rather than separate from Hashem.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. If they were not keeping Torah and mitzvahs, then why would they care? Well, that's just what Rabbi Wagshaw was saying, that a Yid would never want to be separated from Hashem unless they had a spirit of being silly, of being foolish.
That's right, girls. But when a Jew would realize that it's something so serious like giving up being a Yid, then a Yid will never want to do such a bad thing and will even be willing to give up their own life.
Wow, that's very serious. But what does this have to do with the Sota?
Oh, okay. Let me tell you about the Sota. So the Sota is a person who unfortunately their Yetzer Hara convinced them to do the wrong thing.
Oh, how?
Well, a husband and a wife are supposed to have a very, very special relationship. A husband and a wife are only supposed to be married together, and they cannot be married to anyone else while they're married to each other. The wife cannot marry another husband at the same time as her original husband. If a woman starts to become very friendly with another man who's not her husband, and her husband starts to think that maybe she is secretly marrying him, and the husband warns his wife and says to her in front of witnesses, "My dear wife, I do not want you to marry anybody else. Do not be alone with Mr. So-and-so who you were alone with, because otherwise I won't be able to trust you that you are my wife only."
Oh.
And then if he sees that she does it again, and we see that she hides herself with this person, and we don't know if she has not been faithful to her husband. Maybe she married somebody else.
Uh-oh. So what happens?
Well, if she admits, then they have to end the marriage.
But what if she doesn't admit?
If she does not admit, the Kohen prepares what's called the mincha Sota, a mincha of jealousy, which is not a very happy korban.
Oh boy, why? How is this korban different?
Well, for starters, it's made from barley, and barley is food of animals, and that reminds her that her actions was like that of an animal who was not thinking about his actions.
Ay.
And then they prepare the flour of barley, but they don't put any oil or any levina, frankincense, which is sweet, on it.
Why not?
Because this korban is not supposed to be a beautiful, sweet korban. This korban is supposed to remind her that she did a wrong thing and she should feel sad and want to do teshuvah.
Okay.
And then the kohen takes a cup of water, not just any cup, an earthenware cup, which is a clay cup, which is not so very pretty to drink out of, and they put inside water from the special kiyar.
Oh, I know about the kiyar. Wasn't that given with the mirrors of the woman that came out of Mitzrayim?
Yes, the women that came out of Mitzrayim donated their special mirrors, their holy mirrors that they used to use to make themselves beautiful, to keep their families together, not to break up their families in Mitzrayim.
Oh, I get it. So we're telling the Sota that she is not worthy of using the water from the Kier because she wasn't acting like these great women.
Exactly. We're trying to help her do teshuvah. And they take that water and they take some earth, some dirt from the floor of the Mishkan or the Beis HaMikdash, and they mix it in with that water.
Oh, that would taste bitter.
Exactly. It's called Mayim Hamarim, the bitter waters.
Uh-oh.
And they're not finished yet. Then the Kohen makes her swear that if she knows that she is guilty, she will be punished by her body swelling up and passing away.
Ay, that's terrible.
It is. And hopefully she will listen to that and not do it. And if she's innocent, the water will bless her body, and then she'll have beautiful children easily. And she has to say, Amen, Amen. She has to acknowledge, she has to agree that she agrees that this is going to happen. Kohen tells her that if you drink these waters and you're truly innocent, nothing will happen to you. The water will only be a bracha for you and nothing bad.
Oh, wow.
But, of course, if she's guilty, then it won't be good. So then the Kohen prepares a special mincha offering, and Kohen helps her wave it up and down and side to side, and offer a 3-fingered fistful on the Mizbeach. And then the Kohen writes down a portion of the Torah that talks about the Sota, including Hashem's name, and Kohen erases off this Torah scroll into the water.
What? This is a big avera. To erase Hashem's name is terrible.
Yes, a Jew is never allowed to do this.
So why is this a mitzvah? This should be like, I don't get it.
Well, the Gemara explains, Hashem is saying by this mitzvah that even though erasing Hashem's name is one of the worst things a Jew can do, but if this is going to help a husband and a wife have peace and become friends again, then Hashem says, let my name be erased so that there will be peace between this husband and this wife when the husband sees that his wife is truly innocent.
Oh boy.
Because by this time, if she's still insisting that she's innocent, she very likely is.
Okay, so what happens?
Well, after the water is mixed up, the Sota is given the water to drink, and we know what happens if she is guilty, and if she is innocent, then she is blessed.
Wow.
And, even though this is a really not such a happy story, let's just say, but we could learn a lesson from Jewish history from this story.
Oh, how?
Well, the Jewish people and Hashem are like a chassan and a kala, and Hashem told us to always stay married to Hashem and never to go and worship idols, which is like marrying another husband.
Oh, yeah.
And Hashem warned us when we were doing the wrong thing in Jewish history. And eventually, unfortunately, Hashem even destroyed the Beis HaMikdash. So the way to fix it is just like in the story of the Sota, that the Sota brings a barley korban, and which is showing that she's humble and she regrets her actions. So too, when the Jewish people are going to do teshuvah, Hashem is going to bring Mashiach very soon, and then we're going to have a big chasana, a big wedding between the Jewish people and Hashem, and we will be Hashem's special people, and the whole world will see it once again.
Wow, that's special. May it happen right now.
Hey everybody, it's me, Mitzvah Man. I'm back again. Oh, Mitzvah Man, what are you doing in the Parsha? Besides for the fact that the Parsha mentions that you have to be outside the camp, right? Well, I couldn't help but noticing, I think I have some company in this Parsha. Hey sir, are you a Mitzvah like me?
No, I'm not a mitzvah at all.
What are you, man?
I'm a Nazir.
A what?
A Nazir. A Nazir is a Jew that promises to Hashem to grow his hair long and not eat any grapes or become tameh.
A what?
For a certain amount of time.
What? I don't get it, man. Well, Mitzvah man, let's explain to you. You see, the Gemara says that if somebody saw the Sota going through the procedure, really painful procedure that we just learned about, they will say, you know what? I want to promise never to drink wine again, because wine is what probably made her silly and drunk and acted foolishly and ruined her relationship with her husband. So I do not want to drink wine ever again. And they make a promise for a certain amount of time, usually, maybe a year, maybe 30 days, how long that they want to be a Nazir for. And when they make that promise, they have to grow their hair long, like a Mitzvah man. Well, could be a Nazir, maybe a Nazir man, or it could be a Nazir woman too. Oh, really? Yeah. Wow, gnarly. Okay, let's keep the California speak back in California. So basically, the Nazir promises to Hashem not to drink grapes, not even grape seeds, even grape peels, even raisins, even grape juice, wine, even vinegar, anything that has anything to do with grapes, he can't have. Whoa, that's like a really serious diet, man. Is that like for weight loss? No, that's for spiritual weight loss, to help him come closer to Hashem and control his Yetzer Hara. Whoa, that's so interesting. And the Nazir is not allowed to touch a dead body or go to a funeral, even if it's a very close relative, like a father, mother, brother, sister. Whoa, that's like serious, man. That's right. Like, what if, like, accidentally, he's, like, walking down the street and, like, he didn't tie his shoelaces and he tripped and he fell into a creepy crawly, or, like, he, like, landed on a grape and, like, it squirted in his mouth or something. Well, okay, that's a little bit of a wild scenario. But let's say accidentally he did have some grapes. Then he has to shave off all that hair that he was growing. Oh, no. Shave off the hairdo. Oh, no. And he goes to the Beis HaMikdash, he brings a carbon of 2 turtle doves after the 7th day. The 7th day he shaves off his hair, and then the 8th day onwards he could bring these 2 carbones, and then he starts the count again. However long he said he was going to be a Nazir, he starts again. Oh, whoa, that's like serious. Yes, it is. And then the Nazir, when he finally reaches the end of his count, he brings very special carbones. Oh, really?
Yeah, I can tell you all about it.
Hey man, what happened? What happened to your beautiful hair? You're not a Nazir anymore?
No, I just finished being a Nazir, and then we can bring special carbones and we can shave our hair.
Wow. Yes, let me tell you guys about it. So basically what happens is that the Nazir brings a male lamb without any blemishes for an olah. He brings a female lamb for a chatas, for a sin offering. Wait a minute, like, he should bring like a mitzvah offering. It's not like a sin. Like, he's like doing mitzvah, like, being holier. Well, actually, some rabbis explain that he is doing an aveira in a way by being a Nazir. Like what? Yeah, because since he could have used grapes for mitzvah, for making kiddush, for being closer to Hashem. Hashem wants all the things in the world to be used for mitzvahs. And because his Yetzer Hara was so strong, he had to take himself away from things in this world. That is a little bit of an aveira, that he caused himself pain that he would not have had to if he was following the mitzvahs of the Torah carefully. Oh, okay. Yes. So he brings a ram for a shlamim, a basket of matzahs, was like Pesach, not exactly, 10 loaves of fine flour mixed with oil, and then he brings 10 matzahs that are smeared with oil, and he brings mincha offerings and wine offerings. Oh, he's allowed to have wine? Well, he's got to finish the procedure first. And then, after he brings the shlamim, he shaves off his head. Like how? Here, let me show you. Oh no! I'm just a puppet, so I guess that's butter, right? Yeah, I hope so. Okay. Well, now I look like you, buddy.
Yeah, you look very nice. You should not be wearing a shaitel.
Oh, what shaitel, man? That was my real Mitzvah man outfit. Yeah, okay. Yeah, anyway, so what happens is that they shave off that hair and they put the hair under the fire that the shlomim is cooking on. Whoa, like burning hair. That doesn't smell good, by the way. Like once happened, I was by a bonfire and I got my hair in the fire. Ugh. Okay, let's leave that for a different time. Anyway, then the kohen takes one of the matzahs and he takes the cooked foreleg of the shlamim and he waves it up and down with him. And afterwards, the Nazir is allowed to drink wine from now on. Whoa, that is really, really cool. So like, can you do this these days? I wouldn't do that these days until Mashiach comes, because we need a Beis HaMikdash. Also, don't forget that a Nazir is a situation where a person is doing it because he really feels he needs to. It's not something everybody should just do unless they are a big tzaddik and they know that this is the right thing for them. Okay. Thank you. See you, Nazir man.
Okay, bye, Mitzvah man.
Get your tickets, everybody! The Birchas Kayanim! The Kayanim are gonna bless everybody! Get your tickets!
Tickets? Chaim, what are you trying to do?
Don't you see? By the Western Wall, they're doing Birchas Kayanim! It's a very special event! You know, I want to sell tickets!
Oh, Chaim, you're being very funny. You know, the Kohanim bless the people for free.
They bless them for free? Why would they do that?
Because Hashem commanded them in this week's Parsha, Kaisev Varuchu es Bnei Yisrael. So you should bless the children of Israel.
Oh, so how does the blessing work?
Well, first of all, they bless the Yidden. They say the bracha, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam, Asher Kedishanu, who has made us holy, b'mitzvahs with his mitzvahs, v'tzivanu, and commanded us levarech, to bless as Amma Yisrael, your nation Israel, be'ahava, with love.
Oh, with love. So you need to have love to bless someone.
That's right. And the Kohanim, when they would bless, they would open up their hands and the Shechina, Hashem's presence, would come down in between their fingers and shine on the Yidden in the times of the Beis HaMikdash. These days, maybe we can't see the Shechina anymore, but we still have a custom, just like in the days of the Beis HaMikdash, to cover ourselves with a talis and not to look at the hands of the Kohanim when they're saying this bracha.
Oh, wow.
And the Kohanim, actually in the Sephardic shuls, they do this every single day.
Whoa!
In the Ashkenazic shuls, they do it on the special big Yomim Tovim of the year, like Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur and Pesach, Shavuos and Sukkot.
Wow! Not as often.
Right, when Mashiach comes, in Mitzvah Hashem, it'll be more often, right?
Yeah.
So they give 3 brachas. The first is Yivarechacha Hashem B'Yishmerecha. May Hashem bless you and guard you.
What does that mean?
Well, it's a good question. Rashi brings down that Yivarecha Hashem means Hashem should bless you. All of your property should be blessed. V'yishmerecha, and he should guard you from thieves that try to take away your property. Because really, we already got all the brachas in Parshas Bechukoisai for keeping the mitzvahs already. So now Hashem is promising to guard us that we shouldn't lose by being attacked by robbers or anything.
Okay, what's the other 2 blessings?
The second blessing is Yoyer Hashem panav elecha v'chuneka. May Hashem shine his face towards you and show you favor.
Show us favor, like we're his favorites?
Yes, exactly. Actually, the Gemara says the Malachim told Hashem, it says in the Torah, you're not supposed to have favorites. So how are you going to show favorites to the Jewish people?
Oh, good question.
Well, Hashem told the Malachim, I'm sorry, I commanded them that they have to do Birchas HaMazon, say benching, thank Hashem after eating a meal that they're full. And they're so careful that they bench to Hashem even after eating 1 ounce of food. How could I not show them special favor?
Ah, yes, the Yidden are very special. We love Hashem, so Hashem loves us too.
That's right. And the last one is Yisa Hashem panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May Hashem lift up His face towards us and give us peace.
Wow, thank you so much, Rabbi Wagshal. Chaim.
Yes, honey. What do you want?
It's Ima's birthday next week, and I was thinking that we should get a present for her. Oh, so should we each get a present for her? Well, maybe I thought it would be nice if we both chipped in together.
Wow, that's a great idea, guys. That is just like the Parsha.
What? Did someone in the Parsha buy their mommy a birthday present?
Well, not exactly. In the Parsha, though, some people chipped in together for a special present, for Hashem.
What?
Yes, the Nesiim, the leaders of each Shevet, they combined together their money and bought 6 wagons. Instead of each one buying 1 wagon for the Mishkan, they bought 6 wagons. Why 6? Well, there's a medrash that says 6 wagons for the 6 days of creation, the 6 books of the Mishnah,
and the 6 imais, the 6 mothers.
Oh, you learned that too.
Wait, I thought there were 4 mothers.
Well, we're counting Bilhah and Zilpah. So Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Bilhah, Zilpah. 6.
Wow, cool.
And they bought these 6 wagons. Each one had 2 bulls, so that's 12 bulls. And they paid for it together as a present that the Leviim could use these wagons to carry the heavy things of the Mishkan.
Wow.
At first, Moshe Rabbeinu wasn't sure if he should take it, but Hashem told him to take it, and they gave 4 of them to the children of Merari, the Leviim, who carried the heaviest things, the big boards and beams, and 2 of them were given to the sons of Gershon, who were carrying the curtains and other important things in the Mishkan. As you can see over here, we have the different wagons loaded with different items.
Wait a second. Somebody was... I don't think that was enough.
Why not?
Because what about the Bnei Kahas? How did they carry the Aron and the Shulchan?
Well, that's just it. The Bnei Kahas were commanded that they're supposed to carry all of the holiest objects of the Mishkan, like the Aron, with the luchos in it, and the Shulchan and the Menorah, on their shoulders.
On their shoulders? Isn't that very, very heavy?
Well, it might be very, very heavy. Hashem gave them special strength, and they only chose very strong Nevi'im. And also, there's a medrash that says, when they carried the Aron, a nace would happen, and the Aron would lift them up, and the Aron would carry them instead.
Whoa!
Wow, Chani, happy birthday!
Thank you, Rabbi Wagshal. Yeah, it's my Yom Haledes, my birthday.
Oh, wow, it looks like you got a big, beautiful present over there.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah? You don't look so happy about it.
Well, the girl that gave it to me, I don't know. I don't think she likes me very much. She just gave it to me and she wasn't happy at all. Her mommy was forcing her to give me the present, and she just left and she didn't spend any time at my party. Maybe she was giving it in a unhappy way.
Honey.
Oh, hi, Sarala. Honey, I bought you a special present. I made it myself. Do you like it? Wow, it's beautiful.
Wow, a special necklace with your name on it. Sarala, that's so generous of you.
Thank you. I knew that you would like it. Oh, thank you, Sarala. That means so much to me. I love it even more than the big, beautiful present that I got before, because I know that you gave it with your whole heart.
Wow, that really reminds me, Chani and Sarala, of something in the Parsha.
What? Someone had a birthday in the Parsha?
Well, not exactly. Not since Parshas Miketz, by Pari's birthday anyway. But this particular story in the Parsha is about the Nesiim, the leaders of each Shevet, that they decided they were feeling very charitable, very giving after they gave those wagons. They decided to give even more. When the Mishkan was first made, every day they would bring karbanes on the new made Mizbeach. And the Nesiim, the leaders of each Shevet, wanted to bring karbanes the first. So they all came together. Each one brought exactly the same karban.
Exactly the same? What? Why?
Well, they had very special reasons. Rashi explains that they brought, first of all, everything that they brought had a special symbolism. They brought karas kesef achas, one silver bowl, which is the same gematria as 930 for the years of Adam Harishain, reminding us of the first person. It weighed 120 shekel because Adam Harishain was 120 years old when he started to have children again. After Cain and Hevel, he had Shais, and he continued to have children to make the world populated with people. And then they brought a sprinkling basin, a mizrak, which the mizrak, gematria of mizrak equals 520. Mizrak echad kesef is 520 for the 500 years old that Noach was when he had children, and the extra 20 is for the 20 years for Noach had children, that Hashem decreed that the Mabul, the flood, would come.
Oh, so it's like all of the presents were about the history of the Torah.
That's right. And it weighed 70 shkalim because Noach was the father of 70 nations.
Oh, cool.
Both of these bowls were filled with fine flour and mixed with olive oil for a mincha. Oh, wow. As you can see, you see the two bowls and the spoons and all of the special animals.
What did they bring next?
Well, next they brought a kaf, a spoon, and a kaf also means palm, reminding us of the Torah which was given from Hashem's hand to us. And it weighed 10 golden shekel.
Let me guess, for the 10 commandments.
That's right, Saraleh. And it was full of ketores. Ketores has the same gematria if you switch the kuf for a dalid, which you're allowed to do through a way of gematria calculation called atbash, where you switch the first letter for the last letter, and you switch the kuf for the dalid, and ketores with dalid instead of a kuf equals 613 for the 613 mitzvahs.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Then they brought one bull, which reminded us of Avram Avinu, who ran to get a bull for his guests, one ram for the Akedas Yitzchak, and one sheep for Yaakov Avinu, who separated the lambs of Lavan, and they brought them all as an oila. Then they brought a male goat for a chatas, a sin offering.
Wow, what was the sin?
The sin was they were asking forgiveness for the sale of Yosef, where they used a goat to dip his famous coat in to show Yaakov the blood on Yosef's coat.
Oh yeah, I remember that story.
And then they had a special shlamim, a peace offering, with 2 oxen representing Moshe and Aaron, who made peace through giving the Torah to the Yidden, and then 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 lambs in their first year.
Why all the 5s?
Well, 5 books of the Torah, and of course, there was 5 commandments on each of the luchos, so that's another 2 5s, because there were 2 luchos.
And why 3 types of animals?
For Kohanim, Leviim, and Yisraelim.
Wow, everything is so symbolic.
Yes, it was.
So does the Torah actually say all of these gifts? Yeah, it's very, very long.
Yes, actually, a lot of our Parsha is mentioning each Shevet's gift, repeated one after the other.
But why does the Torah repeat them? Just say that all the rest of them brought the same thing.
Well, that's what you reminded me of by the birthday present. You see, 2 people can give a present, but each person gives it with a different feeling, and Hashem saw the feeling that each Shevet gave it with.
Oh, what feeling did each Shevet give it with?
Well, that's a whole long story. But really quickly, the Medrash says that Yehuda gave the same present, and his intention was to thank Hashem for, in honor of Yehuda, who was the king over his brothers. Yisachar was giving the present in honor of the Torah, because Yisachar loved to learn Torah. Zevulun was thanking Hashem that they were able to give money to Yisachar to learn Torah. Ruvain was giving in honor of Ruvain, that Ruvain attempted to save Yosef. Shimon was thanking Hashem for the Mishkan, that the Mishkan would allow us to take care of a suspected Sota, and just like Shimon was very careful to save Dinah when somebody kidnapped her in the times of Shechem.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It's a very sad story.
God was thanking Hashem for Yetzias Mitzrayim, for going out of Mitzrayim, because God was the one who would lead the Yidden into Eretz Yisrael. Ephraim thanked Hashem for Yaakov, who blessed him first. Menashe thanked Hashem for Yaakov and for Yosef. Binyamin thanked Hashem for his mother, Rachel, the mother of Yosef and Binyamin. Dan thanked Hashem for their future leader, Shimshon, who was a Nazir who would come from Dan. And Asher, which means happy, thanked Hashem for being happily choosing the Yidden. And Naphtali thanked Hashem for the Avos and Imais.
Wow, so many different things to thank Hashem for. Yeah, so each person gives a present with a different feeling.
Right, so even though they all gave the same present to symbolize those different things, each of their presents had a different feeling to them. So, Chani, what are you going to say tonight by the Shabbos table? It's almost Shabbos.
Well, tonight I'm going to say a lesson I learned in today's Parsha Puppet Show.
And what was that?
I'm going to say that it's very, very special when a person gives a gift to Hashem. But the most important thing is not how big of a present, it's the kavanah, it's what is in their heart. And we know that from the fact that the Torah repeats all of the presents, even though every Nasi gave the same exact present, but the Torah repeats the presents over and over because each one gave it with a different feeling. So Hashem looks at our feeling when we serve Hashem.
Wow, beautiful. Good Shabbos, everybody.
Good Shabbos!
It's time to say good Shabbos, 'cause all your work is done. I'm gonna spend a day together with the Holy One. Say a special blessing